Sometimes there's an ugly truth behind the ending of every story. Sometimes there's just the truth of the matter of what the author initially planned and established, and, you know, it's just, I'm at a loss of words of what I just found out. So according to Yonko Productions, which is a very reliable source, at New York Comicon, the creator of Fairy Tail Hiro Mashima was there, and apparently I believe he was asked on how he came up with the ending of Fairy Tail, something along the lines of that. And the man revealed a very disgusting truth. And I say very disgusting because I believe personally that when you're especially doing, regardless of what any story, but in particular when you're doing a long-running story and you're doing a story that has millions of people invested in your story, you should be very on point. You should be having it down to a science, a la Eiichiro Oda from One Piece. This man has had the ending of One Piece written down on some paper or some napkin somewhere for years. Hiro Mashima revealed he didn't have the ending of Fairy Tail planned at all. Pretty much he came up with it on the fly, and oh my god, that makes so much sense because we all know the truth, we all know the reality. The ending of Fairy Tail was straight up booty, butt cheeks, rabbit ass. You know what I'm saying? The ending of Fairy Tail was just like, really? Between, and again, I don't know exactly how far he's talking about the ending. I don't know if he's talking about the last arc. I don't know if he's talking about the last chapter. I don't know if he's talking about the last few fights in the last chapter. But the ending of Fairy Tail was massively disappointing. And Hiro Mashima revealed he did not plan it at all. So who knows when he came up with the ending. It could have just been a week or two in advance. It could have been on the fly. But either way, the fact that he didn't have some sort of established ending for a long time is ridiculous to me, because especially, again, you have millions of people invested in your story. You should be on point. You should have these things planned out, at the very least an idea of where it's going. I'm sure Masashi Kishimoto had an idea of what Naruto's ending was going to be like. I'm sure, you know, Eiichiro Oda, again, he said many times that he had the ending of One Piece written out. He has it somewhere already done. Hiro Mashima, oh my gosh, it's like Fairy Tail ended, but it still haunts us to this day. It's like, come on, bro. That's a lot of chapters that a lot of people are invested in. What, 500 and some chapters? You know what I'm saying? We invested a lot of time, and the fact that he didn't care enough to plan out the ending is really disappointing. Don't get me wrong. I still have respect for the man's work ethic. The man put in a lot of work. We would get double chapters sometimes. He would always be on point. He rarely, if ever, took breaks with Fairy Tail. So I commend him in that regard. But goddamn, you should have planned your ending. This is very disappointing, and honestly, I lose a little bit of even more respect for him for the fact that he didn't plan out the ending to a story that a lot of people were heavily invested in. Now, don't get me wrong. Not every author needs to be on Eiichiro Oda's level. I mean, it's a very hard thing to do where you just have everything planned out, but at the very least, having some sort of idea of how you want it to end would have been nice. You know what I'm saying? A visualization of, like, whether it be Natsu and Lucy walking down the aisle for a wedding, or, you know, Natsu witnessing a death, or Fairy Tail death, right? You know what I'm saying? But having an idea would have been great. The fact that he didn't plan it out, it's disgusting and disappointing to me. As somebody that, I look at manga and anime, and any medium for that matter, in two different aspects. I look at it from my enjoyment, entertainment, but I also look at it from a critical standpoint. And from a critical standpoint, that's just wrong. That's just flat out wrong. You're supposed to have these things planned out so that way it meshes well and it works better. And overall, the fans would have been a lot more satisfied had Hiro Mashima given a bit more of a fuck about his work. You know, this is supposed to be the creme de la creme. You know what I'm saying? Fairy Tail was his biggest thing. It's disappointing to hear this. Kind of curious what you guys think about this, though. Hiro Mashima didn't plan out the ending of Fairy Tail. Disappointed, disgusted. What do you think about it? Do you think that he should have at the very least had an idea? Or do you think that this is exactly the reason why Fairy Tail fell flat on his face? Maybe he didn't plan out a lot of Fairy Tail in general, and this was his downfall, the fact that he didn't plan things enough. And your real thoughts of this? Wow, Fairy Tail ended and we're still getting horrible, disgusting news. It's crazy. That's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.